disadvantaged people. So where's her compassion for the father who actually brought her up, who paid for her private education while her mother was in jail, who took huge care of her, and she's not seen him in the latter years. More importantly, I mean, she's not just seen him, she's like totally snubbed him.
When was her mum in jail? When was her mum in jail?
Years ago. Do you want me to give you the precise date, time? Because I haven't got it.
I've never heard that forever.
Years ago. Anyway, she. But you know, this old gentleman now could be dying. Yeah. He needs to see his daughter.
Something explosive happened recently in British media land, and it is causing the kind of uproar that even a fire alarm would envy. Viewers are angry. Social media is buzzing, and a certain television commentator is on the receiving end of one very loud and deserved backlash. The whole thing centres on a claim so outrageous that people are still picking their jaws up off the floor. And yes, it involves Meghan Markle's mother, Doria Ragland, who is probably out somewhere minding her business, sipping tea, unaware that someone on live television has decided to rewrite her life story. The incident happened during a GB News segment where commentator CAROLE Malone casually dropped a statement that stunned everyone who heard it. Without hesitating, without pausing, without offering a shred of proof, she said that Doria had been in jail while Meghan was growing up. Jail, as in prison, as in the type of place you do not end up unless a judge signs off on it. She said it like she was reading from a verified file, except there was no file, no evidence, and not even a rumour that came close to supporting the claim. The studio sat in silence. No one corrected her. No one asked her to clarify. No one raised an eyebrow. The moment passed as if she had simply commented on the weather instead of accusing a completely innocent woman of a serious crime. Viewers, however, were not having it. Phones came out, screens were recorded. People clipped the video so quickly it looked like a speed challenge. And they were right to do it, because not long after the broadcast, GB News mysteriously removed the segment from their platforms. But the internet is undefeated, and once something goes live, you can delete it from your page, but you cannot delete it from the thousands of timelines where it has already been shared. Now, here is where things get interesting. When people actually looked into Malone's claim, the whole thing fell apart faster than a soggy cardboard box. Doria Ragland has never been arrested. She has never been charged. She has never spent a day in a holding cell, let alone a prison. Her background is clean, and this is not speculation. It is documented, verified, and confirmed through multiple sources. To make things even clearer, Doria is a licensed clinical social worker in California, which means she had to pass FBI fingerprinting, Department of Justice checks, and state screening. You cannot hide a felony or any serious offence from those systems. If you have a criminal past, the licensing process will find it. If she had ever been jailed, she would not have been approved. Yet she was. That alone buries Malone's statement beyond recovery. The most embarrassing part for GB News is that the rumour does not even connect to Doria. The name floating around the internet belonged to a completely different person, a man named Doria Ragland, who has nothing to do with Meghan's family whatsoever. Malone mixed up a man with a woman, a stranger with a social worker, and an online rumour with an official record. It is the kind of mistake you make only if you did little to no research. This would be shocking if it were an isolated moment, but unfortunately there is a pattern. Malone has been critical of Meghan for years. Her commentary often assumes the worst about Meghan, no matter the situation. Meghan speaks up, she is called dramatic. Meghan stays quiet, she is accused of scheming. Harry stands by his wife, he he is treated as though he has lost control of his own thoughts. And now, somehow, Doria, a woman who rarely appears in public and avoids the spotlight completely, has become a target too. Only a few days before this outburst, Malone was confronted on another show by a caller who accused her of racial bias. Instead of listening, she brushed it off. Then she turned around and repeated a racially loaded falsehood about a black woman on national television. People immediately pointed out what should have been obvious. No commentator invents jail stories about the Middleton family. Nobody fabricates crimes about Camilla's relatives. These kinds of smear attempts overwhelmingly target black women because stereotypes make them easier targets for people looking to create drama. The legal implications are serious too. In the United Kingdom, you cannot publicly declare that a private individual committed a crime when there is no evidence. Doing so can absolutely meet the threshold for defamation. Malone presented her claim as undisputed truth. She did not say maybe. She did not say allegedly. She did not suggest that she was repeating gossip. She said it as a fact, and GB News broadcast it to the public. Even worse for the network, deleting the clip afterward does not erase the harm or the liability. It actually suggests they knew the claim was dangerous and did not want to deal with the fallout. But viewers had already saved it, shared it, and sent it around the internet with lightning speed. This turns into an even bigger issue because GB News has been criticised multiple times for biased commentary and misinformation. Ofcom already has open complaints about segments that singled out people with foreign-sounding names. The channel has been warned repeatedly about failing to uphold broadcasting standards. And now they have a commentator inventing a criminal record for a black woman who has lived her life quietly and respectfully. Doria has never been part of the royal drama. She has never spoken out publicly, never tried to benefit from her daughter's fame, and never created controversy. She has spent decades helping others, especially vulnerable communities. She has carried herself with grace every step of the way. Yet here she is, being dragged into chaos she never asked for and does not deserve. The emotional impact of a lie like this cannot be understated. When you accuse a private woman of a crime on national television, you are not just spreading gossip. You are damaging her reputation. You are affecting her well-being. You are potentially putting her safety at risk. And you are weaponizing lies in a way that can cause long-lasting harm. This is exactly the kind of media behaviour Harry has spoken out about for years. He has said repeatedly that he refuses to allow the press to destroy his family. He has drawn a clear line between criticism and character assassination, especially when it comes to Meghan and the people she loves. Incidents like this show why he remains vigilant. The attacks are not harmless. They do not stay online. They have real-world consequences. And that is why situations like this must be confronted. People with public platforms cannot be allowed to invent narratives, create false histories, or push racially charged misinformation about innocent people. Accountability matters, accuracy matters, and respect for private individuals matters, especially when they have done nothing but live their lives quietly and professionally. The public is right to call this out. Viewers are right to demand better. And it is important that we keep paying attention because silence only allows this type of behaviour to grow unchecked. Doria deserves fairness. Meghan and Harry deserve fairness. And the audience deserves factual reporting, not reckless storytelling. Thank you for being here and for taking the time to stay informed. If you value honest commentary and want to help this channel continue to grow, make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss a new video. Drop a comment to support the algorithm. And if you want to help the channel directly, you can use Super Thanks or Buy Me a Coffee. Every bit helps us continue pushing back against misinformation and standing up for truth. I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you in the next video.